Hi everyone, this is Amelia from BCPL's Parkville branch here with another natural dye and textile video. However, today I will not be demonstrating how to use natural dyes, but rather will be teaching you and showing you how to make a bojagi. Bojagi are Korean wrapping cloths made from scraps of fabric. This video is in honor of Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month in May and complements BCPL's Korean language materials collection. BCPL has over 500 and actually I think closer to 600 items in our Korean language materials collection, ranging from picture books. Here's some nice ones I found in the branch, to adult books, both fiction and nonfiction. And here are some that I found that I just thought were so beautifully designed. I just really enjoyed going through the collection. To newspapers and magazines, and finally audio and visual items. Now, Parkville has a specific Korean language materials section, and I know some other branches do as well, but remember, whichever your local branch is, you can request items from anywhere throughout our system and get them sent to your branch. Bojagi can be dated back to the Three Kingdoms period in Korean history, which lasted from 57 BCE to 668 CE, which when I read that just blew my mind, that the tradition of bojagi, that it's that old and it's still being used today. Traditionally, bojagi were made exclusively by women from scraps of fabric, and they became this really important way for women to be able to express themselves in a oppressively patriarchal atmosphere. According to Choi Yang-suk in her book Korean Patchwork Quilting, which is of course in BCPL's collection, bojagi is divided into two main styles, kompo and minpo. There are subcategories within those two, depending on construction methods and application purposes. The kompo style is associated with the aristocratic class and the ways in which bojagi was used in court rituals, including mourning, and for preservation of objects, usually made from silk in red hues. The minpo style has strong associations with the common people. Minpo bojagi has had many uses and was made from materials such as rami, cotton, linen, gauze, even paper, etc. Today, bojagi, the purpose of it has extended or expanded from being purely wrapping cloth to things like curtains, room dividers, and just wall hangings like paintings, because they're so beautiful. Silk and rami are still very popular to use today, and just so you know, rami is a fiber made from a plant in the nettle family that is native to Eastern Asia. There are many different styles, applications, and stitching methods for bojagi, but today I will be demonstrating how to make a very simple no-sew bojagi inspired wrapping cloth, like this one. Ta-da! Ta-da! So even though we aren't going to be sewing, we're still honoring the spirit of bojagi, in my opinion, because we are bringing new life to these discarded pieces of fabric. So what you're going to need is fabric, both enough to make a 20 by 20 inch square piece of fabric, and then discarded pieces of fabric that we are then going to iron on to create our bojagi design. Like for this one, I used old indigo dyed fabric pieces, and then also the yellow is turmeric dyed fabric. And if you would like to know how to do that, please refer back to my turmeric natural dye video on BCPL's YouTube channel. We are also going to need some what's called Wander Under fusible web, an iron and ironing board, and a pair of scissors, and you are all ready to go. Okay, so your first step is going to be to cut out your 20 by 20 inch piece of fabric, which I've already done. And really the square can be any dimensions, just as long as it's a square. It really just matters like how large you want it to wrap whatever you're wrapping. So then the second step is to get our Wonder Under, which I have right here. It's sort of like a tracing paper consistency with a rough side to it, which we're going to find out what that does in a minute. And then cut out a shape and just do a small rectangle. And then I'm going to get my fabric scraps, and these are literally just scraps of avocado dyed fabric that I had laying around. And if you would like to learn how to dye with avocados, please refer back to my avocado dye video that's also on BCPL's YouTube channel. So I am going to take a piece of my avocado fabric, which I have right here, and I'm going to take the rough side of the Wonder Under, the fusible web, and just lay the fabric over on top of that rough edge, and just hold my iron down for 10 seconds. I'm going to make sure it's on the wool setting. So 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10. So, and ta-da! Our web has fused to the back of our fabric. Then after that, I am going to cut out a shape, and I'm just going to do a little rectangle. Make sure it's even. All right, that looks pretty good. Then I'm going to make sure my square is laying across my ironing board, and then I'm just going to peel off the fusible web. And we can just get rid of this. And you're going to feel that this is a little bit tacky. It has like because there's the glue on it. So after that, I'm just going to place my design where I want it on my square, and then you get the iron and hold that down for 10 seconds again. And then, voila, here we have it. So all you're going to do is just keep doing that. And cut out whatever kinds and sizes of shapes that you want to create your design, and then I am going to do this myself, and I'll be back in a couple minutes. So I am back, and I am pleased to say that I have finished my No-Sew Bojagi. And just as a reminder, this is avocado dyed fabric, and then I snuck in some purple that I dyed with logwood, and that is made from a bark of a type of tree that's native to Mexico. So the next thing I wanted to demonstrate is how to wrap some things in the style of like a very basic Bojagi wrap style. So I have some books right here. I showed you these at the beginning. These were these lovely books that I found in the Korean section. So I am just basically going to put these on top of my wrapping cloth, and I want to put them on the wrong side, so the right side is facing down, and that's going to show when I give this hypothetical gift, right? So what I'm going to do is just tuck up one side, and then tuck up the other side, and then pull this up, and pull this up, and then just give it a nice little wrap, and then voila! We have a very nicely wrapped little package of books. And I'm also going to demonstrate one more time. And this is the other one that I showed you earlier. So I am going to, again, I have another book just from the Korean section. So I am putting it facing two opposite corners of the wrapping cloth. And then I'm going to fold the other corners in, tuck it under, tuck the corners under, pull this corner up, pull this corner up, and voila! We have another very nicely wrapped little book or little gift. And I'll bring these a little bit closer so you can see them. So just like this. And then you can even hold it like that. So I think that that's a very beautiful way to create like a wrapped gift for someone, and plus you're also reusing these scrap pieces of fabric. If you are interested in learning more about Bojagi, check out Korean Patchwork Quilting by Choi Yang-suk and Bojagi by Sarah Cook, both in BCPL's collection. Also, in my opinion, even if you are not looking to read the Korean materials, it is worth taking a look at them to see how the designs differ in different cultures to suit the language and preferred styles. So, 감사합니다. Thank you, and 안녕히 계십시오. Goodbye, and happy dyeing, and no so Bojagi making.